Greetings duelists and welcome to another video. As you guys already know, I'm trying to master and pilot Rescue Ace. That is the deck that I kind of trying to perfect for this format. And this game is ever interesting and evolving because every time we find something that can make the deck work, there's something else that somebody else can find that can just help the strategy and innovate it in a lot of different ways. Um, like just because Rescue Ace is a very linear deck with a very specific strategy, it doesn't mean that you are not allowed to play other engines around it. Like the deck can be more versatile if you find more cards that can synergize with the archetype. So in my previous video, I did not really a combo showcase, but it was like a deck construction theory involving the Infernoble arms and involving the Sky Striker engine. I brought up like one or two things that could be done involving like that specific engine, stuff that you can do with the deck, and stuff that like tries to fix the inherent flaws and issues that we've been having with the strategy in the first place. We're still doing that. The goal is still trying to like perfect the weaknesses of Rescue Ace, which is like in revolving around consistently getting to airlifter and emergency. However, we did switch a few things. I'm still playing the Noble Arms engine. I think this engine is very good. I think that not only getting access to Airlifter but access to Impulse is very important, because those are two really powerful cards in the Rescue Ace strategy. I think like those cards are like give the deck a very significant advantage over other decks. So we're still playing that. However, we did switch a few things. For starters, I am no longer playing the Sky Striker engine. The engine that we are going to replace it with is Kashtira's. So the reason for Kashtira's is because they have a couple of monsters that are extenders. You mainly have Fenrir, Planet Wraithoth, and Unicorn. So that's already 8 monster extenders that you can summon before your normal summon. And another reason for the Kashtira engine is because one particular Kashtira monster is a fire warrior, meaning that you can use your noble arms to either retrieve it or recur it back from grave in the options that you already had access to your Rescue Ace engine. That way you avoid redundancy and you open just more lines and plays with the deck and give it more dimensions. I think it's very important for like a deck to have more than just one strategic linear plan, because not only does it help you fight against boards or against your opponent, but it makes it more unpredictable for your opponent to try to stop you if they think you're playing just one deck. Like for example, if they try to like stop your Kashtira cards because they think you're playing Kashtiras, then you can just use your Rescue Ace cards as follow-up, or like just to circumvent that issue, and after they exhausted some of their resources. But yeah, like this is like one example. Like I'll do the museum play. Museum will go and grab us. Let us grab the Durandal. The Durandal is added. The Fear is already on board. You can use the Durandal. You grab the Airlifter. Like the Airlifter is right here. Let's special summon Airlifter. Airlifter into emergency. We can send those two. Grave and Grave. We can then special summon the Hydrant. And then Hydrant grab us the Turbulence. There it is. And then Turbulence at 4. So you pretty much got access to all of that. And just pretend there are 4 in the back row. or let's resolve the effect properly. Let's just grab any rescue ace cards. One, two, we can set the headquarters. Let us set the emergency and let us set extinguish. So yeah, pretty much with museum and a Kashtira, you get access to doing all of this, and like you have a lot of Kashtira extenders. Like again, you have Raysoth, you have Fenrir, you have Unicorn, and that's not even counting their effects to do like other things. Like at this instance, you can use Fenrir to grab Rice Heart, and then special it, and then make Shangri-Ira, and like Shangri-Ira can just summon another Fenrir, and that's just more interruptions for your opponent to deal with besides like your rescue ace cards. You probably already saw it because I was skimming through the deck, but one other engine that we haven't talked about and that I am playing is Revolution Synchron. So what does Revolution Synchron do for this strategy, and how does it help? So we're playing a lot of field spells. So Revolution Synchron makes it so if we get to the Rice Heart, we can summon Ancient Fairy Dragon. And Ancient Fairy Dragon can cycle through different field spells. We can turn Raysoth into Museum, and Museum will grab us to Randall, which can grab us Airlifter. It could also give us it can also give us the Rescue Ace headquarters if we need to recycle cards, or vice versa. We can just add Raysoth, and Raysoth makes it so we can add a Kashtira extender because we are playing one. We're playing the Scareclaw one. So it's really, really cool. Another really cool note is that Ancient Fairy is level 7. So you can pretty much XYZ or link away the Ancient Fairy with your Kashtira cards. That's like one other option you can do with it. If you bring back Revolution Synchron, it can make itself level 1, and we are already playing Link Kuriboh. But the other monster we're playing is Boreal Savage Dragon, which is very easy to incorporate because we are playing a lot of Link monsters. Shoutouts to Chahed TCG. This was not my idea at all. I took that from him. I will post his video in the description. So massive shoutouts to him. The other really cool thing that Shahed brought up on his combo video with Revolution Synchron is a monster that I actually forgot about, and it's called Lavalval Salamander. So for those who don't know, what this card does is you can draw 2 cards, and if you have a fire monster in your hand, you can send 2 cards including that fire monster. If you don't, you shuffle your hand back in your deck. But it's pretty cool. It pretty much cycles 2 cards. You're playing a lot of fire monsters in this deck, so it's very, very easy to incorporate. The non-tuner fire monster will pretty much gonna be either Airlifter or Rice Heart. And you're probably wondering, if I normal summon the Rice Heart, how will we summon Airlifter? Well, the Ancient Fairy Dragon can also special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand. So if you do grab the Airlifter, you can special summon it with the Ancient Fairy Dragon. But yeah, that's just like one thing to incorporate. Take note, this deck is weaker to Droll, but I pretty much arrived at the conclusion that Droll Knockbird is just like going to hurt almost every deck in the format. You kind of have to deal with that. There are ways around it. You can try to deck build with your non-engine, or like try to slim down the engines of this deck and try to play cards that can like facilitate you dealing with Droll. But I pretty much arrived at the conclusion that like these engines are really strong in this deck, and you do like getting to this card consistently is just very, very strong. But yeah, I hope you guys found this explanation nice, very comforting. I hope this helps you with your deck building strategy. I guess I should show you the extra deck. Right now it's very experimental, Like there's a lot of things that can be changed here. For example, I kind of wanted to play the black luster link monster. Um, that one's really, really strong. I think that card's really, really cool in a deck like this one. Um, I think Underworld Goddess is very, very necessary. I still am a firm believer of Hyper Masquerena, even though a lot of people aren't. I think the Charmer monsters are very strong. Some people are debating whether or not Hita deserves a place in the main deck. I think that at the current format that we are right now, I think Hita is very, very plausible. Mainly because Ash Blossom is being played. We're still very soon, but I think other people will be piloting Rescue Ace. And if you're playing the mirror match, this card is going to be really, really strong. Against Kashtira, you can grab back Rice Heart or you can grab back Shangri-Ira. So those are two other options. But yeah, this is still very experimental. There's still a lot of ways to go when it comes to this deck. One big issue with Rescue Ace is you will be breaking with this deck, sadly, because you are playing like engine pieces in your deck that like you kind of don't want it to be added. That's why I'm playing 50 cards. For those who already know me, I play 50 cards in my decks mainly because we're playing a few bricks and we don't want to see them enough times. I pretty much did a calculation in order, like, if your plays are not optimal in your first few hands, it's because you have at least 3 bricks in your opening hand. The bricks are mainly the one-offs, and the odds of that happening are from 4 to 6%. But you know, Yu-Gi-Oh is Yu-Gi-Oh. This game can break you even if the odds are at your favor. But yeah, I hope you found this very informative. I hope you found this very entertaining. Stay tuned, and more videos coming soon. Also, welcome to DUNE format.